For commuters who apply the major highway, the interchange link, that's Kuba Expressway to Bega Roundabout in the city center of Abuja. Well, you would have cited instances where self-imposed road transport task force make frantic efforts to arrest road users dropping or picking up passengers at different points. Now, this act sometimes results in fatal accidents, putting the life of other road users at risk. Onotu Yakubu brings us a report from one of the locations and also, to tell us what authorities are doing to address that.
Motorists plying the route refer to their activities as having become too overbearing and taking the dimension of attempted kidnapping. Their mode of operation entails the touts swooping down on unsuspecting drivers, slowing down to drop off passengers.
At rush hours, both morning and evening, it is usually a chaotic situation around this Banex Junction flyover linking the Kubwa Expressway to the Bega Roundabout, as these touts and self-imposed task force rain down on unsuspecting motorists, dragging the wheel of the vehicle with the owners of the vehicle on the road.
I stopped over with a friend who wanted to come down. The next thing, they jumped into my car, started pulling my steering and my key.
It's a serious threat. The first time that I encountered it, I was thinking that they are kidnappers. I was struggling with them, with the vehicle, and I was even trying to at least cause a cell. Then later on, they dragged the vehicle and then drove to this place.
In one instance, their recalcitrant activity led to this multiple road traffic crash at one of the bus stops along the route, which left some of the victims injured. Forcefully take possession of people's vehicles, they are driven to this park across the expressway with the tires deflated until the owners part with sums of money to ransom their vehicles.
That's why the unions have their task force to make sure that nobody is loading outside. Everybody should come inside. And then the way drivers resist. Sometimes they resist the arrest.
Beyond this challenge, residents assert that general security in Mabushi has improved drastically over time, with the police intensifying crackdown on criminal activities. Onotu Yakubu, NTA News.
All right, let's get more insight into the issue. We join our correspondent live now, Onotu, who is at one of the major highways here in Abuja. Onotu, if you can hear me, all right, let's quickly connect. Onotu, this self-imposed road transport tax force, of course, I know you've witnessed some of the incidences, and I have also seen how they impose, some certain rules upon road users, and that way causing confusion, more like a nuisance. Please tell us, what are your findings?
Ruth, I can authoritatively confirm this to you and the viewers that several locations have experienced this. I've been in vehicles that found themselves in situations around this bus stop as it stretched through the length of this kilometers long road. And it is usually a very nasty situation, as the background report rightly said. In fact, if you look through, unfortunately today is a public holiday, so the traffic is a little bit reduced compared to the reality. But at periods like this, rush hours, as you see behind me, it is usually a very chaotic situation. Drivers, in fact, you dare not make the mistake of stopping even to pick a call around any of these routes. These guys from nowhere, they send down on you like kidnappers in some sort of commando form, and forcefully, in fact most cases they forcefully evict the driver, the owner of the vehicle, from his vehicle and then take the vehicles away on account of being task force of transport unions. And whenever it happens, most times most of the victims are left at the mercy of whatever situation they find themselves in their hands, and it is usually not palatable. Accounts from most of the victims have always brought back feedbacks that connotes a situation where non-state actors have taken over government roads and decided to do whatever they like, and that has been the reality. Of course, occasionally the Mabushi division particularly have made concerted efforts occasionally to, dislodge them. But of course, as you know, patrol teams are not meant to be stationed at a particular location. So as they come in and dislodge them, the moment the patrol team moves from here, from these locations to other locations to ensure security, these guys return and, continue to operate with impunity. That has been the reality for a couple of years now along this, particularly this route and other major expressways across the territory. Routes.
Sure. If they're self-imposed, like your report has stated, why are the authorities, those concerned, not doing anything, like putting a check to all this nuisance?
Yeah, a couple of times while we've done carried out our responsibilities to do stories to highlight this challenge. The park managers, some of these designated, so to speak, they are parks that just spring up all of a sudden out of the blues. And when you ask them, they tell you the FCT Transport Secretariat is aware of their operating as parks in places that ideally are supposed to be designated as green areas, so to speak, that they have documents giving them the authority to operate. But then when you go to get confirmation from the Transport Secretariat of the FCT administration, usually they don't want to speak to the issue, which goes to a large extent to show that maybe there is story behind it that is not being established before the public. But these guys have always had to be the ones who import these touts. The so-called private park managers are the ones who usually import these suspected touts to man the road and make the use of the road hell for motorists in the FCT.
All right, Onotu, thank you for that insight, but we can't categorically say that's the stand of the situation. Let's assume that's what you have pictured based on your findings. Thank you very much, Onotu, for that insight.
Yes.